All right, we have Coach Smith with us. Just got another good win over Grambling, 60-56. Good defensive movement with the ball. You had some size to give up, but when you don't have size, you can't beat effort and you can't beat hustle on and up and on the offense and the defensive side. Give an overall analysis of tonight's performance.
You know what? I thought that we made plays late down the stretch defensively. We showed a lot of toughness. I was a little disappointed. I didn't think we came out with the same effort and intensity that we did last week. And, Mike, what I was coaching against was complacency, not so much, a strategy or what I came up with. I just knew that everyone would be watching this game. Probably no other game this year people will watch more than this one because it's so easy to get up for Texas Southern. It's a rivalry game, and people expect you to play like that. But then it's the next week, and you come up, and whoever else you're playing, okay, well, Grambling's, not record-wise, not one of the better teams. Let's come out and let's see how they're going to be against those guys. So I continue to stress that, what we did last week means absolutely nothing if we don't take care of tonight. So we talked about that a lot. I made sure that they were, paying attention to that and just how we were being viewed, how we were being watched. But I thought we came out not with the same intensity and effort. And so I got after some guys pretty hard. I think I may have kind of dented their confidence a little bit. And I have to do a better job of that, Mike. I do have some experience, and I have to understand that sometimes you have to, give a pat on the back, a hug, instead of a harsh, getting on. So I got to do better, especially with certain guys who don't really respond as well to that. So I didn't do as good a job early in the game as I needed to, and I'll be better. I'll be better in the future.
Well, in all fairness, Coach, it's a learn as you go process, and everybody has to understand that balance part because at some point, I think people have a tendency to forget that these are still young men whose minds are molding. They won a huge game here at home in front of the rival, in-state rival, as you just mentioned. So the complacency can set in. And then your job, let's be honest, everybody is on audition right now.
Absolutely.
And this wasn't necessarily about the X's and O's on the court. This was how do you deal with the mental adversities after such a big game. And you got to give yourself a nod on that with the end result. Not necessarily the win, but how you were able to rally because you've played this game long enough. There are some games that you'll win on coaching. There are some just that you're just flat out talented, more talented, and then others you out-hustle your opponent. So you had a combination of both things working for you tonight.
I think so, and I appreciate the compliment, Mike. I like to think that way. We just have to continue to be consistent, and I do like that we were plus 15 on the boards, I think, which I'm excited about that. That's something we've been losing the rebounding battle in most games, but we really put a heavy emphasis on rebounding the basketball on both sides. Like you saw, Masu Williams have 16 points, 14 rebounds. So we were plus 15, I think, on the glass. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I think we didn't mix defenses as much as I would have liked to tonight because sometimes you find a comfort in what you're doing in the zone and things like that, and to try to protect our guys from getting in foul trouble. As you see, we pick up a lot of cheap fouls early, so you're almost forced to play 2-3 zone to try to keep guys in the game and keep guys for the longevity, the long point. So we didn't mix it as much, but like you say, Mike, we're all on audition. I'm trying to do the best I can, put my best foot forward. I got to get back and watch film and study a little bit more and try to do a better job on Monday night than I did tonight. And the same thing I tell our players, you're competing against your last performance. And I stress that to them all the time. And you want to be better on Monday than you were on Saturday. We wanted to be better on tonight than we were on the previous Saturday. And if you continue to do that, that's when you can continue to excel and do well in this game.
Well, Coach, one of the things that I always have a tendency to be a little bit more critical on, people put emphasis on size, speed, and strength. And that has a factor to a degree. But when it comes to technique, if I know my opponent has me by a foot and a half, if I don't do anything else, I got to box out on rebounds. I got to make sure that I'm looking for the open man and pass the ball. There's no I in team. And so what you're seeing is these guys coming together as a team. And there's nothing new under the sun, and there's no disrespect to the old regime. But sometimes it takes a change of pace to kind of dig a little deeper in guys. And people respond different to different people.
Absolutely.
And what have you noticed since your takeover these last few weeks?
Well, I again, what and I'm beating a dead horse being very cliche, but we just kind of simplify things. Again, we've just made it easier. And when you make things easier, I think I have to be careful as a coach, because I think there's a tendency to lose a little bit of patience too, because when you make things very simple, it's like, okay, we did do things this way, and this is how we were doing things. Now we're going to just kind of simplify it a little bit, make it easier for you, where you can not have to think so much, but we're still making mental mistakes. So basically the next thing, the only alternative is just to not have any structure at all, just that you just run around like a wild basketball team. And that goes against my grain, Mike. I can't do that. But again, I think the conditioning is up. I think it's much better. I think they're able to finish. They play longer periods and stretches of time, and I do think we're becoming a pretty good defensive basketball team. So our offensive stuff, we got more work to do. We got to get guys in better positions to score. When you come up against a team, Grambling pretty much played the way we played tonight, and it's always tough. You fight fire with fire. They gave us what we had given Texas Southern and kind of junked it up a little bit, made it tough for us to get to open spots and things like that and run our offense. But I do think it's been a steady improvement. Each and every day they're getting better. And we got to get this young man here going, Tevin Bellinger. And I didn't do a good job tonight of getting him going, and I'm going to do a better job of getting him ready to perform better against Jackson.
All right. Well, Coach, look, good luck on Monday night against Jackson as you are climbing. You still got a ways to climb, and that's no knock on the team. But the 2 wins does not make a championship, and some people might think that that's the case. But it is hope for Panther Nation. And once again, a great job on getting the guys to execute and move forward. Anything you want to share before we shut down?
Again, Mike, I appreciate the support that we're getting. It wasn't the same type of support tonight. It wasn't as crowded, but I still appreciate people coming out. Supporting us, because they could be doing a lot of things. Tomorrow's a big, in love day, so they could be out, doing dinner and things like that. So I appreciate the people coming out, and I appreciate you taking the time out to speak with us and to be, a good friend, and to really, be genuine when you say you care about the Panthers. So we really appreciate that, and all the support we can get moving forward, I think is going to be good for the Panthers in the end.
All right, Coach Byron Smith with the Panthers being victorious over Grambling Tigers 60-56. This is Mike Prince. We'll see you on the other side.